Ladies and gents, saints and saints, or as Bernie Mac said, you squares, what's up? It's Dominique Smith here, Lactic Acid. This is another episode of Track Talk, and I am excited to talk track with you great people. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for their support throughout this channel, throughout this new venture, throughout this exclusive show, if you will. I'm so excited to record these. It's awesome, and I've loved the feedback that I've gotten from you guys, and it's kind of a fun way for me to get to know you as well with the comments that you leave and stuff. So definitely be sure to comment if you like the content, if you have any questions, or even if you disagree. That's all good. You know, I don't know everything, and I love learning from you guys. So definitely comment, like, subscribe, share. Obviously it helps the channel, helps the network. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out the way, say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. We got a really fun episode today. It's a quick episode, nothing too major, but there's a couple housekeeping things I want to get squared away. First and foremost, we have merchandise. I have merchandise, Lactic Acid merchandise. This network has merchandise. I want to give a shout out to the wonderful people at Fan Hub. You have to check them out. A lot of this stuff, this specific episode, obviously will be posted on YouTube, but I work with them, write articles, release track talk, and I work with some of the best. We've got the Potts brothers, the two black runners. We have T of Real Talk. We have my man Matthew Parker of MJPTV. Oh my gosh, there's so many great people, and we're just adding to the family. And so content creators, some of the best are on there, and it's an honor just to be mentioned with them. There's greatness on that channel. But as far as the merchandise is concerned, it dropped today, Friday, June 17th. Yeah, 17th. It dropped today. We have a water bottle, stickers, we have a t-shirt, and I should know, we just made it. So phone case. So it goes from the iPhone 6 to the iPhone 13. So definitely be sure to check it out. We will have specific track talk stuff coming up in the future, and we will expand on the merchandise, but definitely click the link at the bottom of the description. You'll find it there where you can find it, and be sure to support I get my words mixed up. Support this channel. Everything, all proceeds goes back to helping the channel grow, and you get a discount. Yeah, you get a discount, 10% off. Use the code LACTIC10, Lactic, LACTIC, all caps, 10, all one. And that promo goes through July 5th. So it's a little special sale, and I'm sure we will do something for World Championships. So definitely be sure to check out the merch. Really appreciate it. It's really awesome. I love it, and I'm just thankful for it. This episode, it's not, like I said, it's not going to be too long. We'll cover a couple topics. I want to talk about a few athletes that you cannot sleep on, because they are going to make some noise, and they have potential to make some noise, and they should not be counted out. And we're going to talk some of those athletes and a few events. We're going to do individual breakdowns, coming up soon. And I just kind of want to give, my 2 cents on the dollar of, just little things that are hurting us as a sport and how they can get better. So without further ado, let's jump into the action. This has been a fun track season so far, but the crazy thing about it is it's June 17th. I'm recording this on June 17th. It's going to be released on June 17th. 1 month from now, we will be on the third day of the World Championships, which means the season is practically over. Sure, there'll be some Diamond League meets after, but with the way the cycle, played out, the Olympics last year, you would have not a bye, but an off year for championships. So it's really 4 championships when you think about it. You got the Olympics in 2021, you got World Championships this year, you got World Championships in Budapest next year, and then Tokyo. And that is just insane to me. That's a lot for an athlete to try to gear up for. And so I have mad respect for the athletes who are out there trying to, get ready and get set. Well, that's a little pun there, but I have mad respect for them because mentally that's a lot, but it has not stopped the action so far this season. And I'm going to tell you, there have been some performances that I don't want to say they surprised me, but we talk so much about the big stars. And we're going to do episodes coming up next week. Please be sure to check out the channel because there's going to be a lot of content coming your way. We're going to talk about, well, I don't want to give too much away, but we're going to have specific episodes where we do predictions where USAs and everything are concerned. So it's definitely one you don't want to miss. But some of the performances have me thinking like, whoa. And it's so good for the sport. We talked about college the other week, and some of the performances that we saw, and that can very well and should be, included in this, but I'm not going to because I already talked about it. But there's a few names, man, that I'm thinking of that I'm just like, you cannot doubt them. And so I don't want to talk too much on USA athletes because there's going to be a specific show for that. But there's a few names overseas and, in the Caribbean that I'm just saying, don't you dare think that they won't be in medal contention. Shericka Jackson, let's start off with her. She came in third. She was, on the team last year. And so we talk about Elaine Thompson-Herah and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, but Shericka Jackson is legit. Just ran a 200 not too long ago that proved that. And I feel like when you look at the women's 200, and we will have specific breakdowns later on, I don't feel as if it's a foregone conclusion in that race because there's so many uncertainties because you want to see which athletes are rounding in the top form, but there's some star power. We talk a lot about the 100, but the women's 200, you're looking at Dina Asher-Smith, you're looking at Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. I haven't checked anything. I have to, check to see if she's running. Elaine Thompson, if she decides to run, that, she has an elite time. Daphne Shipper, I don't feel as if she, and then again, I could be wrong because she's just starting her season from what I saw, and she's a threat. Listen, she's a big time runner. She's elite. She's someone that we should not sleep on in terms of, her winning the 200 because she has that potential. And then with the USA, you're talking Gabby Thomas, who she's the real deal, y'all. I mean, let's just call it a spade. She is the real deal. And like I said, we won't go too much into it. I know, now Sha'Carri Richardson is running the 200. She's going to attempt the double. And so there's so many names, but Shericka Jackson to me is somebody that it would not shock me if she took, I can't say she's not going to win, but it's one of those things where you're like, hold up real quick. Like, we're talking so much about, these athletes, but like, okay, should we put more respect on Shericka's name? And the answer is yes, because she's proven that she can be consistent. She's proven that she can compete and rise to the occasion. Now, can she take that next step to beat, her colleagues in Jamaica? I don't know yet. That it remains to be seen, but it seems as if she's rounding up into top gear and she's been running some races outside of the 200 from what I believe I read something. It's more 400-meter training. I could be wrong. I don't believe I am, as far as kind of how she's going about her approach. And let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong, but the research that I did, kind of says it's more of a power-based. And listen, if she can put some speed to that power, and here's the thing about Eugene, that I love the weather, because currently it's like, we have a heat advisory, for tomorrow. We've had a heat advisory for the better part of the state the past week, as the country is enduring this heat wave. But the thing about Eugene, in the right conditions, if it's too rainy, then somebody, this is my opinion, who can run with power, I think they can do pretty well. I think they're in prime position to pull off an upset. If it's too cold, too rainy, and maybe the temperatures aren't, I don't want to say suitable for fast time, but there are some races that go faster in certain conditions. And then there's some people that excel, like Michael Norman. When it's cold and rainy, guess what? He excels. But if it turns into like kind of old school, kind of, duke it out, because the weather's too much of a factor, I think even if it wasn't a factor, I think you have to include Shericka Jackson. And I think, like I said, we're going to go into more detail on certain athletes later on when we do the individual breakdowns. But she's someone that I have a lot of respect for, and I think that she could really, really come on if everything kind of works out for her. There are two athletes, and we've talked about them on the show, but I'm want to stick to the women's side. Femke Bol. So we talk about Sydney McLaughlin, as we should. Anybody that runs that fast, 51 or 51.6, we need to talk, because Sid is the outright favorite. Dalilah Muhammad is right there with her. They are on another level. I'm sorry, they're on another level. They are elite. Sid, and the crazy thing is, y'all want to know something crazy? Sid might not stay in the hurdle. She may go to the open race. We talked about it when Brett Shields was on the show. Asafa Powell, the great Asafa Powell, came on, or not, well, he did the broadcast in Nashville and said that you could pick Sid to win multiple events. And he's absolutely right. She's that good. Dalilah Muhammad is legit. I mean, she had the world record right before Sydney did. Took it down to the wire. And I mean, it's those two. Femke Bol, y'all. If I got her name wrong, forgive me. I don't think I did. I saw when she ran her first race of the season, she ran a legit 300 hurdle time. And then first race was 53.94. So what did the talking heads say? Oh my gosh, why are we even, talking about this? Because Sid just pretty much broke the world record on her first attempt. It's Dalilah, it's Sid, and Dalilah then, she ran 53 her first race. Why are we? That's what you heard. Next race, Bol drops that a little bit faster. Then, in the meet in Oslo, 52.6, 52.61. And so the thing that I feel, this is the scary part about running fast times when it comes to fan and, the perception of fans. I'm not saying it was a fluke, because if Sydney ran them 400 hurdles today, I think she breaks her own world record. But just because somebody starts out slow, you cannot count them out of the race. Just because they start out 53.94, that's the first race of the season. Not everybody hits a home run on the first at-bat. Femke Bol is slowly but surely improving, and she has about a month to figure it out. And I think that she will. And here's what I believe. I believe that, and Otto Bolin kind of, harped on it. She's going to be in the picture when it comes to those, gold, silver, bronze. That's not a issue. That's not even an issue. But I think it's going to be closer for gold and silver than people think. I think the three of them right now, gun to my head, I'm picking Sid. I don't think I'm going to change from my prediction from Sydney, because she has the better overall speed. She has better 400 speed. Like I said, if I didn't say it, my bad. I got caught up. But, Bobby Kersey, her coach, the legendary Bobby Kersey, came out and said, you know what? Look, she may be running the open 400. As soon as she gets done maximizing her potential with the hurdles, we may put her in the open 400. Listen, I know we have some incredible open 400 runners, and that is amazing, and it's going to make for a great race coming up here. But I'm telling you, man, Sid might win gold. Sid, I have to see how fast she goes in the open 400 to see like all world record potential. But yeah, that American record, yeah, that's in jeopardy. I believe at least that. But she has the better, speed and the top end speed. But listen, I think it's going to be closer than people think. Let's jump to the men's side of it. I think Allison Dos Santos, because I'm not sure if Ryan Benjamin is hurt or not. I don't think Karsten's going to get back to full recovery in enough time. I don't. Rye is my pick as of today. Dos Santos, that's a bad boy. That's a bad boy. We talked about him on the show. I know some of these names sound familiar, but he just ran 47.2 again in interesting conditions. And so he knows what it takes to get to the top, and the top being the gold medal. I'm really curious to see if Rod can pull it together. He's my pick because, we had Colin Weissman on the show with Track World News. Definitely check him out and his channel. We said Rod has to win this year. I still believe that wholeheartedly. He has to win this year. And so, but Dos Santos, he's building momentum. That's the crazy part. He's building momentum. And I'm not going to do it.
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stick with Ryan. But watch out for that dude, man. Watch out for that dude. And this is the beautiful part of track and field. Like, I want to, oh my gosh, there's so many incredible runners, man. We look at the men's 200. There's a name, and I've left him off of every team and every prediction that I make, and I'll be honest, I got to talk myself into putting him on the team. The last I checked, he does not have a bye. He has to run. The last I checked, and I could be wrong, but Kung Fu Kenny. But this is just worlds in general. He has a start that when he comes off the turn, he's in contention. Maybe he's probably in the lead. The close is where things get away from him. So the two people that I say don't count out, and this is crazy that I'm even mentioning his name. I cannot believe I'm mentioning his name. Andre DeGrasse. That dude, I have never, ever, that I can think of, seen someone who looks like they're going to miss the team and get wiped off the medal stand completely in the regular season. That meme they got us in the first half, I'm not going to lie. I've never seen anybody who flips the switch like that. We talk about Lyles, Knighton, Curley, Lamont, Bromell, Lamont Coleman. Wow. And this is the one and the two. Lamont Jacobs, I don't know what's going on with him. We'll see. But there's so many names. You got these young Jamaicans, these Jamaicans, these youngsters. I don't know what the ceiling is for them, but they're running, we talked about Oblique, running 986. And you got another dude that ran 991, I believe, a few weeks back. They may have something to say. They legit may have something to say. So I'm really looking forward to that. Omar McLeod is another dude that you can't sleep on. And my thoughts and prayers go out to him. Had a loss of a loved one and couldn't compete. Right now, it's hard to say Omar McLeod. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because Devin Allen is whooping people. Like he got some money, and now he's taking over. He got a little bit of money with the Eagles, and now he's taking over and may end up breaking the world record, 1284. Listen, he can try. I don't know. You never know. He can go 1275. He's going to be challenged. You got Hanson Parchment. You got Grant Holloway, who, listen, if Grant could pull it together, he might break the world record, because Grant is that talented. So, I mean, we have a resurgence. It's not even that it was dead, but now, like, we have multiple people hitting the world record mark. So it's just amazing. And I think part of the reason that this is all crazy, and this is kind of where I say, this is where the sport hurts us. I was called out on it. And I know if you check out my show, Lactic Acid with Dominique Smith, it's the main podcast on the network. I love interviewing underdogs. I love talking to people that don't get the attention that they deserve. And if the sport put the money, because to me personally, anybody who comes on my show, I don't care if this is your first time competing on the pro level or whatever, wherever you are or whoever you are, everybody's the same to me. You are as valuable as the gold medalist. There's no, oh my gosh, this is a second tier person. No, there are no second tier people. There are no second tier athletes, because if you're an athlete competing in track and field, then you are doing something that a high majority of the world, I will go as far to say 99% of the world, cannot do on this high of a level. That is the God's honest truth. So let's get that out the way. But the sport should resemble that. Like it should not be. And we talked about it, Glenn Mills, when he said the sport didn't utilize Usain Bolt, and he's absolutely right, but the sport doesn't utilize anybody. There's so many stories out there that should be told, that can be told, that want to be told, but the right people who can elevate the people telling the stories or find creative ways to tell their stories to engage the audience will not do it. And so even, watching, it on television, it's like we are killing ourselves, man, because some of these stories don't have to happen. And here's the thing, some people don't just get the infrastructure of the sport because it's broken. And sometimes I watch these stories and I'm like, man, it doesn't have to be this way. track and field, it ain't got to be this way. It shouldn't be this way. We owe it to our athletes. We owe it to our fans to be inclusive to everybody. I don't care if you run a 10-1 or if you run a 9-1. If you do something on this level, you deserve to be celebrated. You deserve to get the proper attention that, pretty much you deserve. And so for me, that's where we're slipping up. And that's obviously, the names that I've mentioned are big names. But like I said, there are certain names you got to listen to the podcast. Like I said, Sage Herda, she's somebody that I interview. I think she's going to make that 800 team. Nobody's talking about her. It's going to be close between her, Allie Wilson, and I think a thing Mo's going to take it. That second place, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Raven Rogers because of the Hayward Magic and just her being there, and she has a relentless kick. But I think it's going to be close because you're looking at Sage, looking at Allie, looking at AJ Wilson. But yeah, I got Sage. I know that's crazy. I know people think I'm an idiot. I got mad love and respect for AJ Wilson. And to be honest with you, I'm going to release my people who I think are going to win. AJ may be sitting at number 2 instead of Raven. I don't know. But I know anything is possible on that track. And so that's what I'm banking on. And we're going to have, like I said, we're going to try to, talk as many athletes as we can outside of the main stars. But there was, speaking of the women's 800, and this is how we will close. This one is so difficult for me because I honestly think that there's so many people who can do second and third. I think there's one person that can win. That's it. Her name is a thing Mo, and I don't see anybody beating her. I think she runs 154. Yeah, I said it. 154. And that world record going down. I don't know if it's this year, but within the next 2 years, that world record's going down. But man, that is a tough race. And so the question is, who has the best chance to dethrone a thing Mo? I think it's Keely Hodgson out of the UK, who they are producing some powerhouse 800-meter runners. Oh boy, man, Laura Muir and Keely. But I think she has the best chance because not just because of the time, because I think of the racing style. Here's the thing. It's the best chance, but it's like the best chance is a slim chance. That's no disrespect to her because I got mad love and respect for her, how she runs. But the thing is different. She's different. There are no guarantees in track and field, but I think a thing, man, she has a style. I remember I was rewatching her race. She ran 157 this year. That's her fastest time. And then I went back and rewatched the race at Pre. And it just looks like she's moving in slow motion, but she's going so fast. Oh boy, it is insane. And so that was just a passing thought. That was a final thought. There was nothing major to go into that. But like I said, this has been Track Talk, a part of the Lactic Acid Network. Please be sure to follow, subscribe. You can find me on Instagram, or you can click at the top of the channel, subscribe to that channel. Please do that. And then it will take you to the Instagram where you can follow. That's where you can find all the latest episodes of the Lactic Acid Podcast and Track Talk. You can find the gear that we have now. Please check that gear out. Please support. Definitely mean a lot to me if you guys did that. And we're going to have some great, this next month, y'all, for real. Listen, this next month is going to be epic. It is going to be major. And I want you to subscribe, hit the notification bell on the social media sites, Twitter, Lactic Acid _pod, and really Dom Smith _news is where you can find me. Hit that notification bell because we're going to have a bunch of episodes dropping. We're going to have rapid reactions. We're going to have previews, recaps. We're going to break down certain things, certain races. We're going to have some awesome guests on the show, a lot who you've seen, some who you haven't. And so you definitely do not want to miss that. Well, until next time, peace, love, chicken grease. We'll catch you later.